guys, we're back again in the Yard Connection podcast with Kiki and Kevin Nembz.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, husband.
Hey, wifey.
Hey, he's in a good mood right now. Listen, I don't even want to know what's going through his head. What's up? Why are you so happy?
Why?
Why are you so excited? There's nothing to. Why are you smiling?
So you don't want me to be happy?
I don't trust you.
You don't trust me?
No. When you're happy like this, something's up. What's up?
All right. So if you know me that well, then you need to say knowing that something is up. Then...
Welcome to the Yard Connection podcast, guys. We are back again, Kiki and Kevin in the building, and we're about to chat with you guys.
Interact again as usual.
Interact as usual.
And share and
inform, educate, engage.
So
entertain and laugh.
Yes, of course. So like we always mention, I would keep mentioning. We couldn't be doing this without you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for the support, for the love. Keep subscribing. I'm pretty sure by now everyone knows exactly all the platforms to find us.
Yes.
But just for a reminder, we're Spotify.
Spotify,
Apple,
Yard Connection, Apple Podcasts, we're there, Stitcher, Google, everywhere.
You can just name it. So like Yard Connection is coming at them.
Deezer.
We're coming at them with a bang.
Yes.
As we keep you informed, right? So just like any other day, we're gonna be touching something interested.
It's something interesting.
It's something interesting that we're going to be sharing, obviously, with you guys, and looking for you guys' feedback and stuff like that. So, so baby, what you wanna be hitting up
today?
You're the boss today.
Oh my God! Because it's not to do with sex. That's why. Anyway, today we're talking about. The main thing is what we're saying is teach people how to treat you, right?
Okay.
Because what you allow will continue. And that's a fact. Whether it's relationship in terms of romance, whether it's business relationship, or whether it's just friendship.
Okay.
Or family.
Okay.
You need to teach people how to treat you, because we are all different individuals. There's certain things that Kevin would allow, or Kevin has no problem with, that I have a problem with if somebody had to say or do to me.
Do to you, right.
Yes. Or even in the workspace.
So each individual then basically choose their path in terms of how they want to be treated.
Yes.
And in terms of our workspace, as I said, relationship, friendship, unit, which is quite understandable, which is something that most people neglect.
Yeah.
And then they turn around complain about it because
this is what's happening at work.
Yes.
This is what's happened. But what did you put things in place from the beginning? Like you always say, communication is very important. You've always said that. You always emphasize on that communication is very important. So it is very important even
when you're teaching people how to treat them.
Yes, you need to communicate.
Yeah, of course, you need to communicate.
You find that someone will be like, I didn't know. Oh, she doesn't like it when I call her this. I didn't know.
You're basically settling for whatever you're getting. Like you're settling for whatever is offered. Because some people do that sometimes. Some people do that sometimes to put themselves in position. For example, say getting a job. Then they realize that the job is going to require because they're just starting. They have to take a bus then. To work. Everyone else is getting picked up, but because you're new, you have to take a bus. Yeah. And because of the fact that you tell yourself that you need this job, then put it that way. You're not gonna you're not gonna try and figure out if there's any way they can put you on the bus.
You're just gonna bow down to the fact that you're using a bus and that's it.
Right.
Then after some time,
and after some time, now you're gonna start complaining about it.
Say everybody here is getting picked up.
Why me?
Why am I not picked up?
That at that time, sometimes you find that it's too late, and then it's gonna cause something different. And even in other instances, relationship.
Yes.
That's another key one. Which most people don't like. I always said, communication in terms of the treatment that you want. Like you said, you want to, like with you just want to be treated like a queen.
I just want to be happy. I want my feelings to be considered. I want, when the person that I'm in a relationship with has to know that my feelings have to be considered, and if I feel like I'm being neglected by that one person I love, then it's a problem. But also it also adds up to how that person treats me in terms of talking to me, because that's another thing that's very important. There is verbal abuse out there, and a lot of people don't pay attention to it. We always say, I'm big on words, on believing the power of your words.
Right.
Like I've mentioned before, some things you spit them out, you can't take them back.
Right.
And you find that there are some people who are who don't mind abusing people verbally, and sometimes you don't even know you're being abused. That abuse, that verbal abuse, that where someone just spews whatever comes into their head, and you sit there with all these things that this person has said to you, and if you don't bring it to their attention to say, you know what, I love you, but this is not going to fly with me. Don't call me bitch. Yeah. Don't come. You understand what I'm saying? Don't use the B word on me. Yes, it's different when we are in the bedroom, but when we step outside, where it's public places and there's people around us, you need to know how to talk to me in public.
So you have to set your standard there in terms of how you want people to treat you.
Yes,
which is the main topic here.
The main topic.
Yeah,
teach people how to
treat you, and it goes even with friends.
Yes.
If you allow friends to keep calling on you only when they need something. You don't hear from them no other time. They only
call you when they need something. But each time they call
on you do what they said.
Yeah.
They're just gonna continue. If they see a way out, they're gonna until you stop that way out. And
but some take it personal then when that happens,
It's always a case.
Yes, they'll take it personal, like, oh my God.
But you're able to do something 99 times on the one
day
time,
you say no.
Oh my God,
it's fireworks.
It's lit. That's why instead of letting it get to that point, I think it's something that needs to be dealt with from the beginning, whether it's a friendship, relationship, job.
Yes.
Like with me, at my job, they said, I'm basically everywhere that I've worked, funny enough, they've always said that I'm a preference.
Okay.
To my superiors, like my boss. And it's only because, you know what, I get the job done for one.
Yeah.
Because I only go to work. I can't go to work to do nothing else. And also, I set my standards and my rules.
Yes.
In terms of how I want things. Because you know what, whenever you go to a lot of jobs, you go to and you hear a lot of don'ts and don't do this and don't do that. You do hear a lot of that. But for me, if these don'ts and do's are stuff that I'm gonna question, then simply mean I need to do something about it. I'm not just gonna assume that the reason why they don't want me to go outside is because whatever.
It's raining.
No, I need to know exactly, because you do have those rules that
don't make sense.
That just don't make sense. You're wondering if the boss is even thinking to themselves, and I'm like, yo, I don't care what you're gonna be thinking, but I'm gonna be doing this.
Yeah, and you communicate what you're going to be doing.
I'm not rude or nothing, but if the air condition is not on, I can't breathe properly. So it's not like I'm being rude. So when you guys are telling me that there's no way the air condition is going to be working or whatever it is, then it's going to affect how I work.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm going to set my rules and my regulation.
From the beginning.
Bear in mind, I try to be understandable to whereas it doesn't, whatever I'm doing, it doesn't affect no one.
Yes.
In terms of literally affecting no one. But like I said, you always get those do's and don'ts. Relationship wise, so obviously I'm gonna set my standard. I'm not gonna, if from the get go you start treating me a certain way and stuff like that, I'm gonna let you know straight up
that this won't fly with me.
This is not gonna work. And from there, if you don't see any changes, then you know exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I'll keep teaching people. I mean, like now I'm only left with teaching friends.
You only left with teaching friends how to treat you.
Yeah.
What's happening with your friends? What the hell's going on?
No, because
they still don't know how to treat you.
I don't have to tell my wife how to treat me.
No, you don't have to. I got you. I got you there.
But friends, Yeah, you have to.
What you allow will continue.
Whatever, yes.
What you
I know,
allow will
it's something,
continue.
it's something that I've learned from, funny enough, because like when you're a nice person, people tend to take advantage and abuse the situation. I'm always that person that people can always call on. And I realized I'm always that person for years and years and years. And then I realized I'm like, what? This is not doing any justice for me.
Yeah.
And I finally put a stop to it. Then everybody started having problems with me. I'm like,
because then they feel like you've changed. They feel like you have changed. And when you change, well, I don't know if you're adjusted, but this is definitely a change. There's no adjusting into the situation here. When people feel
you're tired of the situation.
When people cannot control you anymore, then they say you've changed, and then they have an issue with that. Then they start
having problems with
yes, like that. He thinks he's better now, or you think you're all that now. You think you know what I'm saying? But if you sit down and look at the situation where you're like, oh my God, I'm looking at how much I've dedicated into this friendship or into this relationship, how much I've had to absorb, how much I've had to take in, how much I've had to allow in this situation. And people don't, the other person on the other side don't see it. All they know is, I asked him for this and he said no.
Right.
But they don't sit down to say, how many times have I asked him for this exact same thing and he said yes? And what did I do with that? Well, did I acknowledge it? Did I appreciate it? Did I, all those things?
Well, you know what? Like we said, you just gotta make it known that this is what you want. And if it can't be met, then obviously you're gonna have to try and work something else out. And that's where I think a lot of people remain silent. Like especially in relationship wise, people remain silent. They know that they don't like it when, for example, the guy calls them a bitch on the road. But instead of calling the guy out at that time, or even wait until they reach somewhere, they allow it.
They allow it.
So obviously the guy thinks it's okay to call her a bitch on the road.
On my part, I'm gonna say this. I don't like arguing in public. I don't like arguing around anyone outside our relationship or my relationships. If I'm having a misunderstanding or I'm having an argument, I don't want anyone involved in that argument, and I don't want people, especially with someone I love, I don't want people knowing that we're arguing. I always want to keep it, between us, so that people on the outside do not know what's going on. That's how I am. So if it happens that, okay, we're in a public place and this person treats me differently, I'm not going to call him out immediately there in public, because then that's going to be a storm, because you don't know also how that person is going to respond.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's say we're on the road and you use the B word on me, then 99% of the time, what I'm going to do is, especially if I love someone, what I'm going to do is, the beginning, I will probably play along, but even though that person would know that my facial expression is going to change, it will just drop like that, so that person knows that, okay, did I say something wrong? But then I'm not going to fire immediately there and there, because we're in a public place. So I'm going to just wait until we're in a private place and be like, you know what, baby, that shit that you did there, that's not going to fly. I don't want that to happen again. You're not going to be using the B word on me, ever again. Right. Yes, in the bedroom it's fine, because we have to spice up things every now and then, whoever, some people do the things they need to do in the bedroom to spice it up. But in public places, we need to choose how we speak to our partners.
So you got to train, you basically teaching people how to treat you.
Yes, you teach people how to treat you.
And you're training their life in terms of how you want your life to be.
Yes.
Because this is like, telling someone that this is how I want things done. This is how I want. Even growing up, you find it happening in your household. Your mother would tell you that this is how she wants.
Yes, there are rules that you need to follow in the house. If you don't follow those,
it's like teaching you to
yes.
Because if they don't do that, then you think that it's a norm to leave the floor dirty then.
Yeah, you think it's a norm. So I know, for example, I know my mother-in-law has a certain way of putting her things in order. Mm-hmm. So like, even though I laugh with her sometimes, I know how she, like when she does her merchandise, I don't know if it's merchandise or whatever, in the cupboards. Mm-hmm. When you are in her kitchen, that certain glasses go in a certain way, certain plates have to go a certain way, certain cups, certain pots, they go.
So she already teach you how to.
Yes, she already teach you, because I know if she walks in and those things are not in place the way she wants them to be, it's going to be a storm. Yes. So all those things that said, our mothers are like that. Even when I go to my mom's house, I know that this is where she wants her things. This is how she wants.
Shoes inside the house.
You can't wear shoes inside the house. Yes. Those are. This is how you teach people how to treat you. Mm-hmm. It's your own space. Mm-hmm. So in your own space, people need to respect your space and abide by certain rules, and just give you what you have set in place. Mm-hmm. If you don't set any rules in place, you're not going to get that. If even as an individual, if you do not speak your truth and say, you know what, this is what I like, this is what I do not like. Don't say this to me. Don't, because most of the times it boils down mostly to how people treat you. Yeah. This is what we are talking about. Yes. And saying what you allow will continue. Right. So if you do not like being spoken to a certain way, mention it. If you do not like certain words used, mention it.
That's why I'm saying that that's where most people remain silent. That's the thing, because they are allowing it.
And then next minute you're sitting at a restaurant arguing with your partner, mm-hmm. and this person calling you the F's and the B's.
And it could have been avoided, because in most cases, like we said, the moment you saw it first, mm-hmm. you need to address it first.
Yes.
Immediately. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not mm-hmm. immediately, you need to get that addressed. Don't be sitting and thinking that, okay, if him do that again, I'm going to bust his head. Or if him do that again,
But you're not saying it to the person who's not supposed to be.
Which is exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed mm-hmm. to say it to the person, which boils on to what we always talk about, communication. So you need to communicate as to how you want people to treat you.
It's said when you see.
I've seen it so many times on the road. I've seen it with
verbal
parents and kids. Mm-hmm. I've seen it with couples, mm-hmm. Friends, mm-hmm. where friends would have, because it wasn't taught to them in terms of how they want, or the person.
The problem with the parents and kids situation, now that you mention it, the problem with the parents and children situation is that most of the times the parents, because they are older, mm-hmm. they are bigger than their children, no matter what. So mm-hmm. they feel like they can speak to their children any way they want to speak to them, and the children have to just accept it. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that we need to change in our generation, because we did mention it. Remember, we spoke about these things in the power of your words mm-hmm. as well. You need a child. It's difficult now for our 15-year-old to come and say, Mommy, I don't like it when you speak to me like that. Or Mommy, don't use these words to me, because they feel like they are younger.
Right.
And you as an adult, you need to set an example. You need to, it's not like now at our age, we can stand up for ourselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? We were like, no, that is out. That you're not going to speak to me like that. Yes, you're my mother, but this is out.
Growing up, you couldn't do it, because then you would be hushed.
Exactly.
You will stop, which is
why the children can't do it. Like, you speak to our little boy a certain way, he's not going to say, Mommy, don't talk to me like that, right. because you're an adult. So you need to be the one that puts a stop to we know, like I said before, that we know the words that we spew. Is it a good word? Is it a bad word? We know that.
We know it, right?
Yeah, so a child does not know that. So when you're saying certain words to children, they grow up with that.
In a case like that, then, you're basically setting a standard.
And then a child is going to grow up exposed to verbal abuse, and they're going to think it's okay. Right. Now, it's hard for them when they're older. When a man is abusing them and saying all these words to her, it's going to be difficult for her to be on some, I don't like this word, even though they don't like it. But because in the household, it was used on them, so they thought it was okay. It's like someone who's coming from an abusive household, right. where the mother is being battered every day. when they grow up, 99% of the time, the boy child is going to think it's okay to hit a woman. The girl child is going to think it's okay. Oh, my mom had blue eyes every time. It's okay. That's not.
So like I said, it's something that need to be discussed immediately. Mm-hmm. It's not something that you need to shove under the carpet, like we said.
No.
Like if it's a fight, if you guys, for example, get into a fight, and exactly what caused the fight is nonsense.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You need to address it immediately.
Baby, have you seen fights of couples in public?
Of course.
The drama.
I've seen fights. I've seen arguments.
As in, you see this couple, and you're looking at it, and you're like,
you could tell exactly what's causing it because it's obvious.
Sometimes they're in a car.
Right. Oh my God. I've seen the car one is one by itself. I've seen that.
Guys, this is not funny, but damn.
The car one is a drama by itself. Well, you can just tell where there's some real shit going on. What like I said, whenever you see it get that heated, it's because the cup is running over because the situation wasn't addressed
from the beginning.
How you wanted the person to treat you.
Yes.
So it had become the norm. For the person to think that it's okay to drop you off first, then go where I'm going, or whatever it is that is causing the problem.
And you can't complain 10 years in.
But that's what always happens. You tend to be complaining at whether it's 5 years or 1 year, whatever it is, you're already in it.
And you allowed it from the beginning.
You're in it, and that you already accepted it to be what it is. So you find that's when you find that the argument will come up and stuff like that. Where you start finding those heated arguments, like we said, the couple fights in public and the couple arguments. And I'm not talking just regular, vexing up face and stuff like that. The words.
The words.
So, I mean, teach people how to treat them.
Yes, teach people how to treat you guys, even in at your workspace. Your work is also another. We spend a lot of time at work, and then the last thing you want is being miserable at work and being miserable at home. Yeah. So if you are in this middle and at work you're not being treated okay the way you want to be treated because you don't voice out your opinion, and then you get home, it's the same thing because you have a partner that doesn't value you, or a partner that does not know how to treat you, or people around you don't know how to treat you because you've never taught them how to treat you. You can't blame anyone in that situation. We need to learn to be vocal about certain situations. Don't just bow down.
Being silent is very hurtful because,
it is.
Like I said,
it is.
And I'm talking from experience. Being silent, it can be very damaging to you. That's why I've learned a lot in terms of life itself. To start, like you said, start speaking out. Because whatever you allow, it's gonna continue.
That's true.
Because like we always said, you have to question sometimes and be like, they don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing.
No,
really, they don't.
But I think they know exactly what they're doing.
You think so?
Flight. That's a plane.
That's on our next flight. Flying out to you guys. I mean, just continue to share us.
It's crazy because I think they know.
It's a heated one, and it boils right down to.
They know what they're saying that's coming out of their mouth that is hurtful.
Stem the problem immediately.
Yeah.
Because most cases, like we said, that when you see it get to that point of getting violent, as in a fight or arguments or stuff like that, it's because the cup is overflowing.
Yes.
It's not something that just happened.
No.
I didn't just go ahead and walk in on the mall and
start fighting.
Yeah.
It started in the car.
Right.
And then we still gonna get out of the car and walk. People, you know what? This is another thing that I have a problem with. But we are already arguing in the car. I'm the type of person, if I know that the vibe is not, if we are in the car and already the vibe is off, I'm not getting out of that car. Trust and believe, I'm not. You will get out of the car and go into the store by yourself or go to the mall by yourself, and you will find me waiting for you in the car. I'm very, I don't know how I can explain it. I get embarrassed easily.
Okay.
I have pride.
Okay.
It's just in me. I can't be seen fighting in public. because already I'm like, people always say, you don't pay attention to what people think of you, what people say. Listen, I am not going to embarrass myself in public all because I'm saying I don't care what people think about me. I'm not going to be, these days we live in a world of the internet. You will be recorded.
Yeah,
you are there fighting with your partner
instead of someone
or fighting with whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if it's not your partner or your friend, as long as you are in a situation where it's a public place, and there you are shouting or screaming or whatever it is.
Yeah, the first thing is going to be done is you're going to find people recording.
People are going to record you.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
And that's it. I do not want 10 years later, I look back and I was fighting at a mall with my underwear showing and all those things. Or fighting with my partner in public, and this thing is circulating for the rest of my life. No.
Basically, you just need to set your standards straight from the get-go.
Yes. I'm not getting out of the car if we're arguing.
And teach people how to treat you.
Teach people how to treat you. No matter what, you need to teach people how to treat you. If we have any children listening, like the teenagers or whatever, learn to be vocal. Don't keep quiet.
Not in terms of violating though.
Yes, don't be disrespectful. No. Even if it's your mother, if a mother or your father says something that you do not like, something that you know is not good, because I'm sure at school they're also taught.
But you know what? They're still faced with a challenge, especially the fact that you're talking about children here. They still face a challenge, like you stated, the adults tend to use the age thing as a power tool. They will hit the child as much as she's 17, 18. She'll still be hit or stuff like that, or she'll still be told certain words.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. They need to. It's difficult for them to be vocal, but
it's very difficult.
I think they need to try.
I mean, it's a starting point. So at least by the time they get to that point, they'll be already trained, which is understandable. But like in most cases,
it starts with us adults.
In most cases, even when they're vocal, they tend to be abused in terms of abuse. So even though they want to train, other persons in terms of, but it happens with their peers too. They can do it to their friends, because like I said, it happens right across.
Yeah, because if something is happening in the house, chances are that the children are going to take it outside. The children always mimic what their parents do, 99% of the time. So it boils down to us parents setting an example. So the words that we use on our children, we need to make sure those are positive words. Those are building words, like we've said before. Because if we don't, then the children are going to start treating other people or saying words to other people that we use on them.
Right.
And it's going to be like, they think, because the child will think it's okay. And then they're going to get their ass whooped. It's a fact, because there are some people who are going to teach them immediately.
Yes.
To say, you're not going to speak to me like that. And they're going to whoop them. And then we have a problem.
Just teach. You know what? This is really your.
It's too deep.
You know what, guys? Just teach people how to treat you, whether it's your workspace, whether it's your friendship, your relationship. Because know this and listen to these words carefully. What you allow will continue.
That's true,
and that's a fact. So you need to teach people how to treat you. And it means communicating to that person as to how you want to be treated. That's it. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing much.
Yeah.
And you see how it makes life even way better for you.
When people are aware,
yes,
there are certain things that
they're not going to do.
They're not going to do because they know. Yeah. You find that even
you teach them exactly
how to treat you. Yeah, exactly. Even in friendships, I've been in situations where my friends know that there's certain things you can talk to Kiki about. There's certain things you cannot talk to Kiki about, but they feel comfortable talking to other friends about it, and those friends are okay with it. Do you understand? Even in my circle, I know which friend of mine I can use swear words with, and which friend of mine I cannot.
Right.
Because I know for a fact that this one, the minute I start swearing, they feel offended, even though I'm not swearing at them.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yes, when you start using those cuss words, she'll be like, no, Kiki, no, that language is wrong.
And at least, you see, you've been trained, and
because I know
you accept the
they
training.
have yes they have made it clear.
Right.
They have been vocal about it. So like you come to me and you tell me, baby, I don't like it when you do that, or I don't like it when you say that. Then I have to next time before I say it, I have to think before I say it.
You're gonna get the reminder. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna get that reminder. The reminder why I'm adjusting, so that I don't.
You see, yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna get that reminder. That's the reason why it's keeping me there. I'm like, okay, he doesn't like it when I do this. So anything I do after that, if I keep doing it, that means I don't respect your I don't respect your space, I don't respect your mind, and I don't respect you, period. Because you've said that I do not like it when you say this, or I do not like it when you do this. But if I continue continue saying it, continue treating you the same way you have made it very clear to me that you don't like being treated like that. If I continue doing it, that means I don't value you. I don't value your opinion. I don't love you at all. I don't give a damn. And then we have a problem right there. And if you allow it, if you allow it, I'm going to continue. You can't complain 5 years later.
Yeah. It's a boy. Because if you're looking for people to pick up on stuff themselves in terms of making certain decisions that's going to, say, benefit you, no, you won't see that. Whatever decision they're making is what's going to benefit them.
Exactly.
So like, you just communicate that.
Yes.
And make sure you get that straight out there.
Oh, yes,
because what you allow is what's going to happen. So,
what you allow will continue.
So yeah, that's
if he doesn't kiss you right and he continues to kiss you wrong and you don't tell him that this is wrong, he's going to continue doing it. Don't cry tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know, man. I know. You hit it.
I'm just saying.
You hit it, yeah.
Yes.
But I hope people understand when you hit it, though. Like, the because you're trying to. I understand the point that you're trying to get out there. That we're trying to get out there, which is quite understandable, and that's something that we've seen a lot, and that's why we're saying we're using this platform now to see if we can communicate it out there, to see if people can, put a stop to it.
In closing, I still feel like, from my side, to the teenagers out there, if there's some that are listening, if your parents, I know we're saying it's hard, if your parents are treating you a certain way that you do not like, or talking to you a certain way that you do not like, I feel like you need to get to that stage where you're comfortable approaching them respectfully, because if my daughter had to come to me right now and saying, Mommy, I don't like it when you say that to me, or Mommy, I don't like it when you're sad, Mommy, I don't like it. And as a parent, it's how the child approaches you that's going to put a seed in your head to start. I'm just saying that. I know it's difficult, but it has to start somewhere.
But it's not just a difficult part, because you're looking at it from your standpoint too. Not every mother is going to be the same.
I know that for a fact.
Not every child is going to be the same.
I know that.
But like you know what?
But we're not going to sit and we're not going to say anything.
Basically, the fact of the matter is what you're trying to get out there is to have them start training. In terms of training people.
How to treat them, even though those people are older than them.
In their situation, they're training people. They probably don't get the chance to actually start teaching people how to treat them, because they're young, and then that becomes.
You can be a teacher even though you're younger. You can teach someone that's older than you.
No, you're getting a wrong concept.
Okay, what are you saying?
No, because you know what? In a case like that, so for example, a teenager is going to talk to their mom. Then it sometimes depends on how the person is as in the adult. The adult is getting everything. The adult is already fired in terms of who you're talking to like that, or who you're telling so they can't talk to you like that. Already there's
listen. Yes, that I get very well, because it does happen. My point boils down to the approach. If you are going let me finish.
If the approach is done properly, then
yes. If the approach is done properly, then listen. For example, you find that the mother is shouting at the child. Maybe the child is like 15, 17 or whatever, and shouting, "Hey, your father is full of nonsense. Your father did this. Your father did that, and whatever. I don't like this. This is." let's say to a single parent who's raising a child by herself. Do you understand? Raising her voice and saying all those things and talking about how terrible the father was and why you're just like your father, you're this and that, that, first of all, that is already wrong. And the parent who is saying that knows it's wrong. But in her head, because she's bigger, she thinks, okay, the child's not going to answer back. Child, yes, keep quiet. It's okay, right? When the situation has calmed down, when mommy is in a good mood or everything is fine, you go to mommy. Not when there's fighting already. When that fighting is happening, keep quiet, right? Because yes, you're the child. Because if you fight back with your words, it's going to be a problem. You go to mommy later on and say, you know what, mommy, you're my mother. And I know daddy hurt you or whatever it is, but please stop punishing me for the things my father did because I didn't do that to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be vocal about it. It's how you say it. The reason why we have so many broken people is because our children, the children out there, are told to keep quiet because they are children. And that they absorb all that information. And as they grow up into society, to them, they become exactly what was taught in the house. They will allow everything that was happening. I'm not saying be disrespectful to your parents. No, you can say certain things and make sure, even us as big people now, there are certain things our parents will say to us that we don't like. And we will say, mommy, no. Or daddy, no. But it's how we say it. It's not like we're going to fight back and be like, no, don't say that to me and whatever. No. It still boils down to how you approach that big person or that older person. You say it and say, you know what, mommy, yesterday, that wasn't cool. I'm not going to fight with you. I don't want to argue, but that thing that you say to me, that wasn't cool. And we leave it at that. It's up to the adult to realize that they messed up or apologize wherever they messed up. And that's because if we do not train our children to not accept certain things, the children are going to grow up with that thing in their heads that it's okay. And next minute, like I said before, if your own father is treating you terribly in the house, saying all these things to you, what do you think is going to happen when you get into society? Yeah. The same people, the men out there will treat you the same way your father used to treat you, and you're going to allow it.
You know what? I'm just going to allow you to have this boot camp because it's okay. Because you know what? You're a very vocal person. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing stuff from your vocal standpoint. It's fine. I understand. And that's why I'm going to allow it because I have too much to say.
Say it, baby. Let's talk.
No, it's too much because they're like, I understand exactly what you're saying. And like I said, the reason why you're saying all this as well is because you know exactly the type of person you are and that you have been in terms of even growing up. You're not going to allow certain things in. Even though you know that you're going to get a whooping when you say
saying something,
but you're still going to say it because you've been a vocal person. But not everyone is blessed with being vocal like that.
But what I'm saying, I know we're all different. We are all different. So it boils down even to the adulthood. We are all different people. So there's just like we are saying, there are some people who we are telling people, teach people how to treat you. That's exactly what we are saying. Okay. But even those big people, we're talking to maybe 40s, 50-year-olds or whatever. There are a lot of different age groups that are tuned into the show right now. Some of them, they're in their 50s and they've never taught people how to treat them. They just take it. Just take it. So the same thing we are telling to someone who naturally, that person is not vocal at 50. You think that person is going to be vocal? They were not vocal when they were 15. They're not going to be vocal when they're 50 because already it's in them. That's how there are some people who are like that. People are different, like you're saying, that some people are vocal, some people are not. So even when they get older, those that are not vocal when they're young, they will still not be vocal when they're 50. That's what I'm saying. But we're not going to keep quiet and say, some people are different. Some people don't talk. So that means it's okay. We just let them know. We are encouraging them.
Well.
That's it. I am.
Well, no, you get your point. You've been vocal enough, and I'm pretty sure you have trained a lot of persons who haven't known then how to how they should treat you or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure they've learned from that. Like you said. So I mean, this was all you.
This was all me. Yes. You're not. You're not a vocal person. You.
Me?
Yeah. You only speak.
Because that's what I'm telling you. That
you're not like,
for me, because you're just a vocal person. You're ready to.
Vocal. Huh? I'm ready to what?
You're ready. You're always ready to because you don't allow certain things. Which is understandable. Me, on the other hand, is that I
you overlook.
It's not even overlook. I'm the person that will I'm not gonna. It doesn't mean I'm gonna allow certain things to be done to me, but I'm gonna deal with it.
I think you are more of an action person than voice.
That's the thing.
That's you. You act.
I'm just gonna act.
Yeah.
You see, like, for example, you, like, and I've learned that, and nothing is wrong with that, because you're a very vocal person in terms of how you feel or whatever it is. Whatever
I'm
it is,
expressive.
you're very, yes, and that's why you're on the right show right now.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Shots fired.
But I mean, you know, but like you said, that's just the point, all right? That's just it right here. I'm an action person.
Yeah, you're an action
I just deal with action. I don't like the, like, if you're looking for me, say for example, you're looking for me to be hitting back at your words, or even via text message or whatever it is, you will never get that. I'm someone who just want to get things done and over with. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
I don't have time for the no.
Okay. No, so I know that.
So I mean, like I said, that's your avenue of teaching people how to treat you, which is fine. I respect that too. And I respect everyone else who have different ways of getting it out in terms of, you know, how people should treat you.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is you need to communicate whichever way you find it comfortable. Like you're saying, even with the kids or children, whatever it is. They have to find their medium in terms of how they're gonna communicate in terms of teaching someone how to treat them. Yes. Different people gonna have different ways of doing it.
Yes.
Which is understandable, and I accept it. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. Like we said, just teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
Because what you allow is what's gonna continue. And that's what we're trying to break, right?
Yes, that's what we're trying to break. Okay. What you allow will continue. And you cannot turn around tomorrow and complain, especially if you've never raised the issue, if you've never mentioned that this is a problem for you. So they say, there's something that I read also. Okay, they say the way you speak to your children becomes their inner voice. That's a quote that I saw somewhere. The way you speak to your children becomes their inner voice. And when it becomes their inner voice, that's something that they grow up with. It's stuck in their heads. I'm just saying. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening to my venting.
You realize.
My vocals.
Yeah, I mean, she's not this. You realize when we're talking about the sex part, she don't want to let people know that she's at rawr.
Really, baby. So how did we move from the way you speak to your children becomes their inner voice to rawr in the bedroom? Yeah, listen, you always have to that's nice.
You know what, guys? Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You just listened to our opinions. Yes. You know, please remember to share your opinions, share your feedbacks, and also share, you know, what you like, your experience itself.
Yes, your experiences.
If there's something you would like for us to talk about and to touch base, bring it. You know, bring it. We'll bring it out there for you. Don't worry about that part.
Yes, our email address is yardconnectionpodcast@gmail.com. Those who would like to reach out via email.
You can inbox us on
Facebook. Can inbox us on social media.
Or Twitter. Or,
yes.
You know, whatever social media platform you can find us on.
Feel free to.
We're available on all social media platforms. Right
so
now.
Just touch base with us, and we hope you enjoyed the conversation today.
Find it interesting. You found it interesting
listening to my voice.
It's one of those things, you know. That's why we're the power couple, because we have that balance.
Wow. Really?
We have that balance, so we're not the power couple.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh yes, they say we're just talking about teach people how to treat you. Yes, we are the power couple, and also the power of our words, right? So what we speak everything into existence, right? We believe in speaking positive things. So yes, power couple. Thank you, baby. We are the power couple. I love you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We need to go. Thank you for listening, and we really, really appreciate the love and the support. It's time for us to bounce for now, and we hope you had a good time listening to our conversation, and you took what you took and left what you left. It's up to you. We are not the gospel. We raise our opinions differently, and you can take whatever you take, and whatever works for you, that's what you take. Whatever doesn't, you leave it. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Yard Connection podcast, hosted by Kevin Nembz with Kiki Nembz. We are signing out.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.